Welcome to Know It All, a place to connect with researchers to answer all questions on health, science, technology, business, culture, and more. This episode on What is the History of Gothic Architecture for You by Blair. In this topic, Know It All will answer: what is Gothic architecture? What are the origins of Gothic architecture? What are some common features of Gothic architecture? What are some examples of Gothic architecture? Gothic architecture is a style of European architecture that originated in France during the 12th century and later spread throughout Europe. It evolved from Romanesque architecture, which was prevalent at the time, but it featured more ornate elements than its predecessor. Gothic buildings were typically large cathedrals or churches with intricate stone carvings. They also often had pointed arches to support their tall structures, as well as flying buttresses on their outside walls for extra stability. The origins of Gothic architecture can be traced back to 1137 when Abbot Suger began construction on the Saint-Denis Abbey near Paris using new techniques such as ribbed vaulting and clustered columns, both features he believed would make his building appear light and airy where before they had been dark and heavy due to thick wooden beams used in earlier styles like Norman architecture. This became known as rayonnant, radiant, Gothic style after being popularized by King Louis IX, who commissioned several other churches based upon this model across France, including Notre Dame de Paris around 1200 AD. Other countries adopted variations over time too. England developed English perpendicular style while Germany chose High Gothic among others. They all shared some common features though, such as stained glass windows, high ceilings, chapels, spires, gargoyles, rose windows and much more. These combined, together created an overall sense of grandeur and awe-inspiring beauty felt by all when regarding these extraordinary places of worship. Additionally, advances of engineering techniques meant many larger structures could be built without fear of collapse. The height scale reached dizzying proportions. For example, Cologne Cathedral, completed in the 1880s, has a tower that's 157 meters tall, making it the tallest Gothic cathedral in the world today. Over the course of the last 100 years, we've seen a revival of this form of architecture as architects and designers incorporate these features into modern-day designs, giving a fresh perspective on this classic look and feel. One example of famous French Gothic architecture can be found at Notre Dame Cathedral, located within Paris's Ile de la Cité district on the Seine River. Notre Dame is home to many notable architectural features such as flying buttresses, stone ribs extending outwardly from walls, which are utilized for support, along with large stained glass windows which allow light into vast interiors beneath high vaulted ceilings adorned with decorative tracery works known as lierne and tiercerin. Other notable examples include Chartres Cathedral near Orleans, Reims Cathedral built originally between 1150 to 1175 CE, and Sainte-Chapelle Church, also nestled among the overall beauty of the Paris cityscape, both completed around the mid-13th century. These same architectural concepts were applied all throughout European cities until the Renaissance period superseded them circa 15th century CE. Moving away from the European continent, the United States holds some incredible specimens of Gothic architecture too, like St. Patrick's Old Cathedral, which has stood out amongst tall skyscrapers in Manhattan, New York City, since its construction 1809 to 1815. San Francisco, California is home to Grace Cathedral, constructed from 1906 to 1964, and showcasing traditional tones like rose window designs alongside modern innovations utilizing concrete reinforced steel frame technology. The South American country of Peru reflects similar trends seen elsewhere through Basilica y Convento de Santo Domingo, founded in 1672. This building contains various elements of Gothic architecture, including entire western facades done using plateresco, a Spanish Baroque technique resembling intricate silver carvings rather than more commonly associated stone/sand masonry details. Lastly, Australia has not been devoid of Gothic stylings either. The Melbourne Arts Centre, built from 1975 to 1983, features mainly neo-Gothic designations coming together to emphasize the importance of art and culture's home down under. Overall, it's clear to see why the world still admires and appreciates these wonderful pieces of art even though centuries have passed since they were first constructed. We owe a huge debt of gratitude to the visionaries who changed the way the world thought about design forever, keeping alive the spirit of creativity and innovation. Thank you for listening. For more answers to questions on health, science, technology, business, culture and more, Don't forget to subscribe to know it all.